Is up, everybody? My name is TGR and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about something crazy, to say the least. So, if in case you haven't known, there's been this weird UFO thing going on in the government recently, and recently they just had this congressional meeting, not a hearing, a meeting, where this guy named Eric Davis, along with a couple other people, gave news or information that they know about the UFO issue within the government. And to say the least, what this guy, who is an astrophysicist named Eric Davis, what he said is a little bit crazy. Now, I'm all for the possibility of aliens being on Earth. In fact, I've been very interested in this issue for a long time. I've been paying attention to it, keeping tabs on it. But even for me, what this guy said is a little bit on the nose. I can't even lie. So, just to take you back to the beginning. Back in 2017, an article came out in the New York Post about a secret government program called, I think, ATIP or OSAP or something like that, where they were secretly investigating UFOs. And from there, it's kind of blown up ever since. Recently, about 2 years ago, a guy named David Grush came out and he said that the US government has an actual crash retrieval program and they have recovered alien bodies. Since then, we've had more people come out and say more things. But in terms of evidence, it hasn't gotten past the, typical blurry military videos that we've all seen already. Now, getting back to what just happened. This guy, Eric Davis, who is an astrophysicist, who was a I can't speak. He was a consultant on ATIP, I believe. And what he said is nothing short of insanity. He says that the US government knows about 4 different species of aliens that are active on our planet right now. And these species are the Greys, the Nordics, the Reptilians, and the Insectoids. What? So before we go any further, let's break down the clip. I'm going to pull it up right now so we can watch it together. And I just want you to look at the congressman's face when he hears him say this stuff, because I honestly find it hilarious. So like I said, you guys are more than welcome to check out the whole clip on your own. We're only going to be checking out the end where he talks about the alien species. If you're willing to watch the whole interview, it's like an hour long, because like I said, this guy Avi Loeb here, he's an astrophysicist. This guy Tim Gallaudet, I believe he served in the Marines, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And this is Eric Burleson, who's a congressman. So, all right, let's see what he has to say. Here we go.
And do you have or can you comment on whatever species have been piloting these craft? How are they large? Are they multiple species? What is their size, and how many are usually on a craft?
They're typically the multiple species people are familiar with, the Greys, the Nordics. People have talked about reptilians and insectoids. It's not that they're reptilian or insectoid, it's that they resemble to the recipient of reptile or an insect type humanoid, because they have this head and 4 limbs and torso.
So large, small?
Human size, human scale.
And are there how many are accrued?
Well, the Greys I'm familiar with from investigating the crash at Corona, which is misnamed the crash at Roswell. It's not the crash at Roswell, it's the crash at program that's in Europe. Those were Greys, those were 4 foot tall. And the Nordics are typically human sized, probably, I've heard 5-6 feet tall. And same with the people who mislabel reptilian and insectoid, they're roughly that top height too. I haven't heard anything about anything 7 or 8 feet related.
So, you heard all that. Pretty insane, right? I love the congressman's face here. Let's go back to that for a second. Shout out Polarity, by the way, for providing this video. Seems like a nice guy. So yeah, check this out.
What is their size? And do you have
They're typically
species? Are they
Look at this. The second he brings up this species, my boy Avi here starts getting so excited. So does Tim. It's like they know what's coming.
They're typically the multiple species people are dealing with, the greys, the Nordics. People are talking about reptilians and insectoids. It's not that they're reptilian or insectoids, it's that they resemble to the percent.
Look at his face.
Of reptile or insect type.
That's a face of like, are you being for real right now, bro? Like, are you serious? Like, because come on, man, this is pretty crazy. I mean, for those of you who don't know, the greys are typically what we typically associate with what an alien looks like. You know, the big head, gray, big eyes. It's the typical alien. The Nordics are essentially tall white people with blonde hair and blue eyes. Hitler would go crazy for them. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that? I hope I'm allowed to say that. You know what? I'm gonna just bleep it out just in case. And the reptilians, we've all heard about them. Now, I've always had strong opinions about this because I, for one, think it's a bit ridiculous, the reptilian theory. It's not something I've come on board with, ever. I kind of could get with the Greys and the Nordics, but the reptilians... But you know what? Brought up in Congress, so, you know, the reptilians, I think I'm more scared of them than anything. If they're real, if they're real and everything people say about them are real, that would be really bad, you know? So I think that I just don't want them to be real. And also insectoids, that just sounds terrifying. A giant praying mantis coming to kill me from space just sounds horrifying. All peaceful, loving species of aliens. I hope they all mean well. But realistically, man, this is insane. And also, they brought up Roswell too. And if you know anything about Roswell, that's like probably one of the biggest like UFO cover-ups in like US lore. So the fact that that's being mentioned makes this even more interesting. And he said that the Roswell crash didn't even happen at Roswell. It happened somewhere else. So I don't know what that means, because like the subtitles didn't say the name properly. So I hope they bring that up again, because I'm kind of interested about that. The crash at Roswell didn't even happen at Roswell. If any of you guys know about that, put that in the comments below. I'm kind of curious about that. What do I think? I don't know. Well, obviously they've been investigating this UAP situation for a very long time now. We know that there is something going on. We know there's something in the skies, unless everyone in the government is lying to us. Then, if that's the case, then we're all screwed, because they're clearly inventing something that is some kind of surveillance system that we don't know about. But if it is aliens, and it's just that, here's my thing. If you were to Google the most famous UFO alien species from like UFO lore, I'm pretty sure that these are the 4 ones that would probably come up. The Nordics, the Greys, the Reptilians, and the Insectoids. Those are the ones you hear about like the most when it comes to alien lore, I guess you could say. But here's what we do know. We do know that the government is known for causing disinformation. So, what are the odds that the most famous UFO alien species are brought up in a congressional meeting? And by the way, I wanted to preface, because a lot of people are saying this is a hearing and that he said this under oath. That is not true. This was a congressional meeting, just delivering information to members of Congress. So nothing was sworn into testimony here. But it's still fascinating to hear him say these things in front of Congress. Like, it's just another day at the beach. Like, it's pretty crazy. Like, this is the world we're living in. We're talking about Greys, aliens, and reptilians. Reptilians mentioned in Big 2025 in Congress. Someone write that. But, of course, this isn't getting a ton of media traction. It's very taboo. What this means, I don't know. Are they just lying to us? Are the 4 most alien species that are common just common because they're the 4 most real ones that we know about? Could be. It's just a bit out there, you know? It's out there. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I do plan on posting more stuff like this in the future. Maybe like some, breakdown videos of this stuff too. I do pay attention to it quite a bit. I just don't know what I believe. I'm curious to know what you guys think though. Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this type of stuff, feel free to just like and subscribe and do all that shit. And also, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And remember, spread love and positivity. Take care, guys.